Well, okay, it's time to do another video. And everybody, I told y'all I was going to do a ribeye steak in the semi truck. Well, let's start out with ingredients. I got my ribeye right here, and it's a Aaron's Family Foods from Desher, Nebraska. Now, I'm plugging them because they're my brother-in-law's store, and it's a just about a 3/4 of a pound. Let me see, is that right? 76, yeah, 3/4 of a pound. So that's a little big, about a 10-ounce ribeye. All right, before I put that out, I'm going to do something here I like doing, and that's I like to make sure my pan, as you see, I got her on here. I dripped a little blood in there, but I like putting a little butter down. I like my butter, and here again, it's the Kerrygold Irish, salt-free, grass-fed, super healthy for you butter. All right. And like I said, I need to get my cooking utensils. And somebody was worried that when I use a plastic fork in an electric skillet, that it's going to melt and toxicate me, I guess. And, I'm not drinking any beer, so I'm not going to get intoxicated. And no more than this pan thing, it ain't going to melt. All right, so you can see I got my pan ready, got the butter in it, got the big old piece of ribeye in there like that. Now, what I like doing, too, another ingredients I really like, and I buy this at Menards, but it's Famous Dave's, and I know it's backwards because I'm using the camera and I can see what's going on, but it's Famous Dave's Steak and Burger Seasoning. And this has just got a whole lot of salt, sugar, and peppers, and garlic powders, and onions, and it's got, I like to sprinkle a dab on my ribeye. That's going to give it really good flavor. And it's always good to season it. Now, a lot of people just like good old salt and pepper when it comes to seasoning their meat, Well, this is that's my preference. All right, so I got my, like I said, I started out here, my temperature is set here at 250, and like I explained in another video, my inverter is at 12.6 volts, and now my APU sitting on the side of the truck, it's running. And now that I know it's running, that means it's trying to keep up with the amount of juice my inverter's taking away from the battery, so it's keeping the batteries charged, which is good. So I'm going to turn this baby up to about 300, and if you hear a beeping, it's my inverter saying, nah, that's just a little strong. So we got that set at 300 degrees. Now, I had another trucker friend of mine call me, and he wanted to know what size inverter I have and what kind of size you need to do the job. Well, for you redneckanizers out there that you do-it-yourself truckers, like we all say we are, we do a pretty good job of it. But I got an 1800 watt pure sine inverter. Now, when you're using a frying or a coffee maker, you don't have to have the pure sine. I use a CPAP at night, so the CPAP, I have to have a pure sine. My truck, I ordered it with the pure sine inverter, so that's what I got. Now, he called me this morning, and he was wondering, and he said his is a 1500 watt inverter, and 1500, and here again, I put a little butter on top of it, like I say, butter steak, oh yeah. But the inverters, as long as it's over 1,000 watt, you on your electric appliances, you want to, the rule of thumb is is how many, I think it's amperage or it says right on there what it does, and your inverter knows what it can handle. And like I say, my 1800 watt inverter, now when I'm doing this, I can't have the TV on, I can't have the microwave on, printer on, or anything like that. Right now, off the inverter, I'm only using my fry pan. If I would turn the TV on, that would take additional power away from the inverter. If y'all remember Green Acres, back in the day, they used to run a Delco generator outside, and it was always a funny thing. They had all these plugins on the wall, and each plugin had a value, and as long as it didn't total more than 7, Lisa was able to use it. So if she used her refrigerator, then she couldn't use her dishwasher and coffee pot type of deal. And so she always had to add up, and it was 7 or less, and she could go ahead and use electricity. Well, the inverters in these semi trucks are just about like what Green Acres was using there. So you've got to keep in mind that you can't run all these electrics at the same time, because your generator is your inverter, and your inverter is taking batteries from your battery, and either your truck idling is keeping the batteries charged, or in my case, my Thermo King APU on the side is keeping the batteries charged. So just keep in mind that. Now, as you look at the old steak cooking here, it's starting to kind of like sweat. Well, that's the heat, but that's the sweat is kind of the blood coming up. If you've ever wondered how to make a good steak, and I like my steak medium, so the best way to do a medium is when the blood comes up and starts pooling on top of the meat, flip it, and when the pool of blood comes up again, pull it, and that will give your steak a perfect medium on the inside. So as you can see here, I'm getting some sweating going on. I think you can see it. So it's kind of getting, but it really ain't pooling quite there yet. So I'm gonna just kind of watch it. Because one thing I don't like an overcooked steak. I'm gonna turn it a little bit so I get more of that butter. Okay. So like I said, I'm seeing some pooling of blood. What's the bottom side look like? Yeah. So you see the pooling of the blood here? That means it's about time to flip this thing, and I'm trying to figure out now. I'm going to take my butter that I got melted on there, and I'm going to save it, flip it, put it back down. See there, I got a little burn mark going on, but the meat is just about right. And now that's hot, so that butter, I'm gonna get that butter all going down in there. Golly, excuse me if I start dripping, I'm just salivating. That really is looking good. I tell you, these steaks I buy from Bill up there at the Aaron's Family Foods in Dasher. I don't know, all my friends from Fairbury and Hebron and even Wichita, Kansas. I got a good friend of mine down there. If Wichita ain't that far from Dashler, just go on up there to Dashler Family Foods, and Bill, my nephew, or my brother-in-law Jeff, they'll get you one of these. This is the way they cut them. They cut them a real nice size. They're easy to fry up. They're great on the grill, gas grill, barbecue grill. Man, even if you got a big old hunk of wood you got burning down there. I tell you, I used to make these Colorado, and I used oak. And I had a tire ring, split tire ring, and a grate on that. I'd get me old bonfire going about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And when I got down at night, just to those embers glowing, put my grate on, put my steaks on that. And I don't care who you are, I think the best tasting steak is when it drips down on that oak fire and comes up and oh man, just good flavoring. Okay, now when you're cooking with butter on a griddle like this, you got, it's harder to see that pool of blood coming up. But if you watch closely at it, there's a difference between butter and blood, and you can kind of tell it on here. So, like I said, this is Redneckanize 101, and I'm a member of the Redneckanize group. We're just a bunch of good old boys and girls that believe in helping other truckers out, and if you want to see it, go to redneckanize.com, and there's all kinds of videos. Ed does a wonderful job on teaching the general public on good, safe practices while you're on the road, how to, watch out for us trucks and what we do and why we do what we do, and the space that we need, and the following distances, the braking distances, and just a lot about the trucking industry. So if you're watching this and you've ever wondered why us truck drivers do what we do and how we do it, redneckanize.com is just a very, very good site. And then if you're a new trucker, we try to do how-to videos and little videos to help your job out. And just go ahead and go into you can go to redneckanize.com, look up Redneckanize on Facebook or YouTube, and it's spelled R-E-D, Redneck, R-E-D-N-E-C-K, and then A-N-I-O-S-E, Neckanize, no, N-A-S-E, R-E, I never could be good at spelling, I'll tell you off the top of my head, but it's R-E-D-N-E-C-K-N-I-Z-E, and I'm going to do something here just so I'm spelling it right, so y'all know. My steak's just about ready to pull, but can you see that there? So it's, and there's this is what our logo looks like, right? But just to spell it for you now, I got R-E-D-N-E-C-K-A-N-I-Z-E. So redneckanize.com, R-E-D-N-E-C-K-A-N-I-Z-E.com. Go look us up there, like us on Facebook, follow us, like us on YouTube. It's worth your time, and you'll get a lot of good information. And as you can see, the blood is pulling up. I can see it there underneath the butter. So, well, I'm going to shut this off, put it on my fine dining here. I'm going to plate her up for y'all. You've seen me plate up foods before, and well, I'm going to plate it up on my fine trucker china. You ready? Oh man, that is good in the neighborhood. Right there she is. So I'm going to have that, and I'm going to follow it up with a little bit of sauerkraut. So until next time, y'all, be safe out there, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks. Bye.